The BBC's pundit team consists of some of the sharpest minds in the game who analyse and predict with unerring accuracy.
We win the game. They're capable of it, there's no doubt about that.
It ends here for England.
Sorry, I think that should read unerring inaccuracy. Apart from one, no, not Mark Lawrenson, Paul, the well-known psychic octopus.
If an octopus can do your job, then you know that you need to be doing something better with your life.
Yes, Paul was making a splash by predicting World Cup results from his tank in the aquarium in the German city of Oberhausen with frightening accuracy.
They put him in his tank, had 2 little boxes with countries' flags on them, and put mussels in each, and he had to go to whichever box he was hungriest for, and whatever country was on that, well, that was the one that was going to win.
We could have lowered 2 players' wives into a tank with John Terry and maybe seen which one he went for.
He's an animal, he's hungry, he's going to open the one that's nearest to him and get the food out of it. It was just bloody stupid, man.
No, he was a psychic octopus. Paul correctly predicted the outcome of 8 out of 8 matches, wowing the public and making a few enemies.
He had all his reactions to Argentina with Argentinian chefs saying, "We're going to eat you, Paul."
It's weird because the person at the Sea Life Centre that he was based in, the German guy was saying, yes, Paul's aware of the death threats, but he's not afraid.
But the story got even better when we found out he was our octopus.
The English tabloids, when they discovered the octopus was born in Weymouth, actually went overboard, actually adopted the octopus as a... Before then, it was just, oh, look at the Germans. Look at that, they got an octopus being lured into a tank. Look at that, like, what, he's English? He's a clever little fella, that one, isn't he?
He was the talk of the tank and a celebrity, and now he's even got his own Mr. 20%.
Definitely the most unusual client on my books. It's going to be on coins in Liechtenstein. There's going to be a book out at Christmas. He's working for a big supermarket chain in Germany at the moment. We have Japanese commercial agents wanting to use him in...
Come on, tell us. Do you take your 20% in fish? Poor old Rob Green came into the World Cup as one of 3 England keepers, all in with a chance of claiming the #1 spot. So he must have been simply thrilled to have been handed the goalkeeping jersey to face the USA in our opening game.
Kick-off of England's 13th World Cup finals. The road starts in Rustenburg.
As we've seen, England got off to a dream start, going 1-0 up after just 4 minutes.
Gerrard in the box! Steven Gerrard scores!
It was just euphoric. Everyone in the pub where I was just went mental.
And England's captain has scored England's first goal of the 2010 World Cup.
That feeling that, whoa, it's already happening, was fantastic.
Come on, Gerrard! Come on!
England believed. The tournament lay ahead of us like a sunlit savannah, and we had 11 lions on the pitch. But then, in the 40th minute came the shocking moment that would alter the course of England's entire World Cup campaign.
This is Dempsey.
Clint Dempsey got the ball, and it's almost as if time slowed down. He took a shot which was rolling at a pace, I think it was going about that fast.
It was basically a pass back. He passed the ball to our goalie, just giving the ball back, here you go.
And Robert Green thought, don't worry lads, I got this one, I got this one.
Yeah, and I just thought there's nothing of it, and I kind of turned away, thought he was going to go for a kick.
This is Dempsey. Decent try, Green spilled it! The United States are level, and it's a nightmare moment for Rob Green. Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh my goodness.
He had the shocker, not a shocker, the shocker.
Biggest game of his career so far, and he's gifted a goal to the USA.
I saw him look back, and I actually thought he was looking back at his career that had once been.
He sort of cowered down, just sat there for a moment or two, as if he was hoping, well, if I can't see them, they can't see me. This hasn't happened.
You actually feel sorry for him because there's just literally no hiding place.
You feel distraught, you want the
you just want to disappear. You're angry at yourself, frustrated.
It had lasted only a split second, but it changed Rob Green's life forever.
It's not that easy being green.
When you've made a calamitous, horrendous mistake, you know, as big as that and as important as that, it's always going to be difficult to come back from it, no matter what you do.
It would be nicer being red or yellow or gold.
And there's just no way back. There really is no way back.
It'll be the sort of thing where in 20 years, cabbies are still asking about it and saying things like, you should have just held onto the ball, mate.
All he's done is just mistakenly let a ball go through his fingers.
And unfortunately, you know, that's what he will probably be remembered for the rest of his life.
There was no way back for Rob Green. Capello turned his back on him, he was unceremoniously dropped for the next match, and England's World Cup party never really recovered.
From that moment onwards, the team went downhill. That's what hit everyone after when we came out of the stadium, was that, oh yeah, it's this again. Oh yeah, we've got to deal with this. And we're here for, what, 4 weeks?
It's what I want to be.
It was the 11th of July in Johannesburg. In fact, it was the 11th of July almost everywhere. And everyone was sitting down to watch Holland versus Spain in the World Cup final.
The biggest sporting event, you know, on the planet.
But this was no ordinary final. England were in it. Not the players, obviously, they were all licking their wounds on Caribbean beaches. No, England would be represented by Howard Webb, a 39-year-old policeman from Rotherham.
Sylvester Atcliffe, Sergeant Webb.
To referee the World Cup final is the greatest honour a referee can have.
What I've learned over 10 years as a police officer, if nothing else, is how to handle people, how to manage people in stressful situations.
He's a really, really good referee, and of course he uses his police officer experience to look a bit more aloof, sir.
We saw interviews with his dad and his mum. They were like beaming with their proudness.
Oh, absolutely delighted. For Howard, really delighted. You know, and he's worked so hard, he's trained so hard.
English fans, English journalists weren't scared. We knew that Webb would do the job.
It was Howard's dream day, but it was about to turn into a nightmare.
On a cool night in Johannesburg, the biggest game in football begins.
And what do you know? One of the worst games for refereeing you could probably imagine.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I'd never seen anything like it. It was such a violent game.
Hope no one's having a tea at home.
And it was a test, it was an ordeal, it was not pleasant.
It was unrefereeable, wasn't it?
The Spanish weren't exactly blameless, but the Dutch were dirtier than a seedy Amsterdam cinema.
That's a cruncher. It's Van Bommel. That is a booking.
Wait that long to get in a final and then you just start kicking the out of the opposition. It seems like a waste of time.
Howard didn't have his truncheon with him, so he lashed out with yellow cards instead.
Another yellow card coming.
14 of them in all, as he desperately tried to keep the game alive.
I mean, he might as well just have gone at the start, OK, pick a card, any card. Don't show it to me.
Well, that must be more than half the players booked.
But there was one tackle that was even more shocking than all the others put together.
Oh, Onso has been caught, and very heavily indeed, and that's got everybody on the Spanish bench up to their feet. Took him out. Oh.
The guy could have died, you know, the way he was kicked.
Here's looking. That was reckless, out of control, Nigel de Jong.
Surely Howard had to do something now.
That's got to be a straight red, surely.
In Kung Fu, that he would have been disqualified. They would have said that's too rough for Kung Fu.
But somehow, even for this tackle, Howard still only showed a yellow.
That's an obvious red card. And of course it's obvious. It's obvious to you, it's obvious to me, it's obvious to anyone watching. If you see that challenge as we did with replay and everything else, then it's a red card. Well, the only conclusion you can have, and I know this for a fact, is Howard Webb did not see that challenge.
He's incredibly lucky to still be on the field.
Howard eventually had to show a red card, and the Spanish won one of the ugliest ever finals amidst a storm of controversy. Webb was booed by both sets of fans as he collected his medal, a rare achievement, and later complained it had been the worst 2 hours of his entire life.
Well, Howard Webb did his level best. Oh dear. He's getting an almighty reception, and not in a positive way.
Well, at least England was still proud of him.
It was weird watching the final because you found yourself supporting Howard Webb. It's brilliant, and you didn't really care about the rest of the game. And then you have all of that, and 3 weeks later the season starts, and he goes back to being a